Hello students. Welcome back to the topic. Today we are going to discuss about the Environmental Studies, Chapter 6, assigned to the BSKUB University, Bellary. So in the classes before, prior to the lockdown, we discussed about Chapter 1, 2, 3 and 4. However, 5th unit is a very general topic, mainly based on pollution. So we are directly going to move up towards the 6th chapter, some selected topics which are very new to the non-science students. Of course, even in science students, PCM students and many other non-biology students feel very difficult about the population explosion and some other topics like cancer, HIV, AIDS, contraceptive methods. So today we are going to discuss about the population. So we are going to discuss about the definition, immigration, population density, population graph, advantages and disadvantages of the population. So coming to the definition, what is population? Population is defined as total number of a given species. It is defined as total number of given species present in a given geographical area in a given respected time. So this is very important. Population ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನಿರ್ದಿಷ್ಟವಾದ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ದಿಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಜೀವಿ ನಿರ್ದಿಷ್ಟವಾದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕುತ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯನ್ನ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So that is the definition. So again I am going to repeat. Total number of given species present in a given geographical area in a given time lapse is called as the population. So coming to the immigration and emigration, it's a very general topic. So immigration and emigration, as the name indicates, immigration, that means inflow to the population, emigration, outflow from the population. If this is the population size, usually ಇವಾಗ just example ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. There is one geographical area, Bengaluru, and there is some Bengaluru's population, say 10 lakh. Every day nearly 1 or 2,000 people are going out from Bengaluru to some other work, or some people are going abroad. This outflow from the population is called as immigration. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹೊಸಪೇಟೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So that is an inflow to the population. So that is inflow. This inflow is called as immigration. Outflow from the population is called as the emigration. So this is what you have to understand. So next coming to the important definition, that is population density. So what is population density? This you have to understand. See, there is a small difference between definition of population and the population density. Population definition ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? Total number of given species present in a given geographical area in a given time lapse is called as a population. ಆದರೆ population density ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಇಷ್ಟು ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಹೊಸಪೇಟೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಿಯೋಗ್ರಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ. ಥಿಂಕ್ ಬೋತ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 10 lakh ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಎರಡು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಾಗ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇಸ್ 10 lakh. ಸೊ ಹಂಗ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎರಡು ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ is larger than Hospet. Then the population density of Hospet is greater than the population density of Ballari. Hope you are understanding. ಜನಸಾಂದ್ರತೆ, population density ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಸಾಂದ್ರತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So one geographical area, that means the ratio between the geographical area and the population present in the geographical area is population density. Understand? ಸೊ ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೊಸಪೇಟೆಗಿಂತ ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದೆ, ಬಳ್ಳಾರಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೊಸಪೇಟೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಬಹಳ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So that means the population density of Hospet is greater than the population density of the Ballari. Though the population remains same, see, ಎರಡರಲ್ಲೂ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಹೆಣ್ಣು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, but the population density of Hospet is greater than the population density of the Ballari. So this is what the small difference between the definition of population and the population density. So this is what we have to understand. So coming to the graph of the population. Usually during the course of evolution, of course, biology students idu anta niಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು sigmoid curve. So non biology students usually ಒಂದು ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು population, maybe population of dogs, population of any wild animals, population of humans, anything you may consider. So at the starting time 0, the population starts to increase. As soon as it reaches some point, the population increase can be seen in geometric ratio instead of arithmetic ratio. 1 ಇರೋದು 2 2 4 4 ಇರೋದು 8 8 ಇರೋದು 16 16 ಇರೋದು 64. So that multiplies, it doubles, just like Corona effect. Corona ಒಳಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದೇ ತರ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಡಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. See, I mean, the COVID-19 virus is also a population. See, the population is increasing in the geometric ratio. So it reaches the maximum level, and that maximum level is called as the K value. So this K value is the maximum level to which the population increases in the geometric ratio. Once it reaches the K value, usually ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಯಾವಾಗ K value reach ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ is in the maximum size. ಆಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳ ನಡುವೆನೇ ಒಂದೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. ಈಗ ಒಂದೇ ಏರಿಯಾದೊಳಗಡೆ 4-5 ಮನೆ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಅಂಗಡಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಸತಿ ಆ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್. ಇಂಟರ್ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಬೇರೆ ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರ, ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಲ ಹಂದಿಗಳು ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತಾವೆ, ಇಟ್ಲ ನಾಯಿಗಳು ಬರ್ತಿರ್ತಾವೆ. ಹಂದಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಯಿ ಎರಡು ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್, ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಎರಡು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್. ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮಳೆ ಬರೋದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗೋದು, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಫ್ಲಡ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸತ್ತು ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, then intraspecific struggle, interspecific struggle. As a result, the cumulative effect of all these three act on the population size. When the population reaches the K value, after that either the population gets stabilized, usually 99% population inactive, they become stabilized. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿ, some species like dinosaurs have. So in many population it reaches the stability, and in very few cases, as I cited earlier, it may go for the extinction process. This extinction process was seen in case of the dinosaurs. So this is about the population graph. Any population follows this curve. So the curve, like the S-shaped curve like structure that can be seen in population, is called as sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve. So coming to the advantages and disadvantages of the population. So coming to the advantages, what are the main advantages? It's not a very difficult task, I think. It's not a technical task. As the population increases, what are the advantages? The economy also increases. Economy has a positive effect. Of course, negative effect ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. I am going to discuss that in the disadvantages. Positive effect ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲೋ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಲೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾರೆ. As a result, there is a high chance of getting industrial bloom. Also, second one, the population increase. If the country's population is very high, no other nation it will have some sort of security as per the international affairs is concerned. So that is all the advantages. And advantages ಒಳಗಡೆ I need to specify one more. ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ population, if the population of any nation, though it is very high, if it is educated, then that population group is considered as human resource, not as a population. When it is considered as a human resource, then that is a productive population, and that is always in interest of the nation's development, not as a detrimental factor. So if the population is considered as a human resource, if the population is skilled and is made into a human resource, then absolutely this population is in very good accordance with the development of the nation, but not detrimental. So coming to the disadvantages now. Of course, population explosion ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು, population increase ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ the struggle starts. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಟರ್-ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್, ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, the struggle starts. ಈಗ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿನ 10 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಚೋದಕ್ಕೂ 2000 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಹಂಚೋದಕ್ಕೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ per capita income ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, it starts to get down. So the last disadvantage of the population explosion is there will be a shortage of food, economic resources, natural resources for the population. So due to the reduction in the amount of resources, food resources and economic money, that results in furthermore strain in the population. As a result, there is economic natural resource imbalances in the society, and that results in a detrimental effect of the population. So what are the measures to control population? Population ಅನ್ನು control ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂತ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಏನು? So how population can be controlled? Population control ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಕ್ರಮಗಳೇನು? The government has taken family welfare movement. So family welfare ಒಳಗಡೆ ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? What are the different contraceptive methods that has to be implemented within ourselves for reduction in the population size of the nation? So what are the different contraceptive methods? And to be very frank, in the nations of like India, it's very difficult to suggest or to order someone to have reduced population size, though it is not in interest of India's development, yet many people are not going to accept that. That's the biggest problem. So we need to convince these people that to have a less number of children for the development of the nation. Family welfare actions and different contraceptive methods has to be implemented. All these things should have a cumulative effect on the population size, so that the population is controlled or it is present within the limits. So in the next video lecture, we are going to discuss about the different contraceptive methods that has to be implemented. Different contraceptive methods like barrier methods, hormonal methods, then termination methods which was done in a very great manner in India, like vasectomy and tubectomy operations. All these contraceptive methods, barrier methods, there are many other methods. So avellavanu kuda next video series olagade we are going to discuss. After that, we are going to discuss about the STDs, that is sexually transmitted disease. Now it's called a sexually transmitted infections, STI anta helteve. So predominantly taking example of HIV/AIDS as an example, we are going to discuss about the different STDs. The last is cancer. Cancer biology ಬಗ್ಗೆ I am going to discuss. Of course, cancer biology ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ CBGET ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತದೆ. But PCM students, BCom, BA, this EBS is a compulsory subject for VSKUB University, second semester. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ we are going to discuss that in the next lecture series. So till then, please go through these points. This may be asked for 5 marks or 10 marks. Definition, immigration andrenu, what is population density, how population graph look like, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what is population control, how population can be controlled, what are different contraceptive methods. I am going to discuss that in the next video series. Please go through this graph in the right way. So this is all about the population in brief. I am not getting into the details of it. So if you have any doubts, questions, clarifications, please mail me. My mail ID is pavanghb@gmail.com, pavanghb@gmail.com. This is my mail ID. You can text me, you can mail me, and if you have any doubts, you can ask, and feel free to ask any doubts. So thank you one and all for this lecture series. Thank you.